Welcome to the latest edition of the pre-dawn dawn. After Monday's debate, Donald Trump's campaign has been trying to swat down stories about dysfunction within the ranks while also cleaning up after Trump's fat shaming of Alicia Machado. So what's a presidential candidate to do when he's up in the middle of the night thinking about the state of his campaign? As is his wont, Trump turned to Twitter. He first informed us of his insomnia at 3:20 a.m. Eastern Time when he tweeted, quote, "Anytime you see a story about me or my campaign saying sources said, do not believe it. There are no sources. They are just made up lies." Trump then either fell asleep or got distracted somehow, God knows how, because the next thing we know, it was 5:14 a.m. and Trump started a new round of attacks on Machado. Quote, "Wow, crooked Hillary was duped and used by my worst Miss You. Hillary floated her as an angel without checking her past, which is terrible." 5 minutes later came another tweet. Quote, "Using Alicia M. in the debate as a paragon of virtue just shows that crooked Hillary suffers from bad judgment. Hillary was set up by a con." Yes, he spelled judgment wrong, but that's not quite the point.
But wait, there's more. It gets better. Or worse, at 5:30 a.m. came this tweet, quote, "Did crooked Hillary help disgusting checkout sex tape and past Alicia M. become a U.S. citizen so she could use her in the debate?" Today, Machado responded with a post in Spanish on Instagram that called Trump's attacks on women frightening. The Clinton campaign says Clinton called Machado today and thanked her for standing up to this. Trump this afternoon at a stop in Coral Springs, Florida, Clinton released the sentiment and addressed the tweeting spree.
I mean, really, who gets up at 3 o'clock in the morning to engage in a Twitter attack against a former Miss Universe? Really, why does he do things like that? I mean, his latest Twitter meltdown is unhinged, even for him. It proves yet again that he is temperamentally unfit to be president and commander-in-chief.
Late this afternoon, Trump followed up with a final defensive tweet, quote, "For those few people knocking me for tweeting at 3 o'clock in the morning, at least you know I will be there, awake, to answer the call." Donald J. Trump, WTF.
I like the idea that, first that tweet, that defensive tweet where he says, "For the few people who think this was a mistake on my part." We are asked constantly to try to psychoanalyze Donald Trump, and sometimes it's kind of easy and sometimes it's kind of hard. This is one of those days where you think to yourself, I just can't imagine, I can't fathom what is going on inside that man's head to cause him to do what he did last night or early this morning. There is no plausible, explicable reason. There's no interest of his that's advanced. There's no way in which it gets him closer to the White House. And in fact, he is on a story that, like a fire, was starting to slightly burn out. The embers were starting to cool. He's just poured gasoline on the fire again by doing this thing.
I am a member of the Late Night Lucky Trump tweet club.
Yeah.
About 5 or 6 weeks ago, 10 o'clock on a Sunday night, just out of nowhere comes this tweet. Donnie Deutsch, you're a loser, you eat pond dirt, whatever. It was a typical Trump kind of thing. And I remember saying to myself, wait a second, it's 10 o'clock on a Sunday night. This is what this guy is doing. Right. And obviously we saw the tweets here. Here's the thing we have to start to do, because we could go on and on and on how reprehensible, ridiculous, frightening it is. We need to start to overlay this as if it's 3 months from now, and it's January 22nd. Right. And the behavior, think about this, he's president of the United States, and what's going to happen starting in the morning with a morning briefing book that he's not capable of reading because he can't focus. And if at some point Putin during the day says, "Trump, you're a little man," I mean, where do we go from here? So we have to start now overlaying and go, this is no longer funny. This is frightening to think that this man is potentially a president. It's reprehensible, it's vulgar, and it shows both not only a temperamental issue, but stupidity. Stupidity, I have to use that word, stupidity. Yeah.
It's worth, I mean, it is worth saying. First time we've ever had a presidential nominee invoking a sex tape. Secondly, there is no sex tape. Right. It's all made up, right? So the thing about this is that if you were sitting in the Trump campaign right now and you've been thinking about the debate fallout, first of all, he had a bad debate. Second, he made it worse by attacking Machado. Third, he's made it now infinitely worse by attacking her again at the end of the week. You now are looking at a debate in 8 or 9 days where you've got to try to get Donald Trump to perform better. And your candidate, rather than saying to you, as Barack Obama said to his people back in 2012 when he lost the first debate, I get it. I lost. How do I get better?
Yeah.
Donald Trump believes he won the debate and believes that somehow doing these things are appropriate and somehow furthering his cause. If you were working for Donald Trump right now, you'd be like, we are doomed.
I'd be pulling my
we
hair
are
out.
doomed.
I know we're not here to talk about the upcoming debate, but he is so set up to fail there because you know he's going to come at her with all the guns blazing, and that's going to backfire. That's why he didn't do it the first time, and it's going to be frightening.
Read your prompter, Donnie.
Okay.